Good day, John Krabbe speaking. I'm the CTO for Acuvate. I'm very welcome to this webcast from Acuvate about our capabilities in the manufacturing space. I do this webcast today together with Poonam and with Saurabh, and they will introduce themselves when they come to their session. So Poonam and Saurabh will both do nice demos about our capabilities in the manufacturing space. So let me start with what we're going to talk about today. So it's all focused at manufacturing. First, we do a quick introduction to what is Acuvate all about. Then we're going to talk about our end-to-end flow of what to do with data, and how to handle the analytics point of view. Then we're going to talk about our business solutions we have for the Acuvate, for the manufacturing environment. And first, before we go to that, we'll talk about the questions typical people ask in the manufacturing space about their data. I mean, how to get their data ready for an AI environment. So we're going to talk about that first. Then we're going to do about some business solutions, and then Poonam will take over for a demo about what we do in manufacturing from an OE point of view, and Saurabh will talk about our capabilities with real-time decision making and agentic AI deployments in manufacturing. So that's the session for now. So let's first start with a short introduction to Acuvate. As you see on the left, Acuvate has three practices. It has a data and AI practice, and today you're really talking to the people who are a part of the data and AI practice. So our focus is really about the whole end-to-end data story, and also all the AI-related capabilities. That can be machine learning, that can be machine vision, that can be agentic AI, that can be Gen AI, all in relation to our data story. Then we've got our AI and automation practice. Again, you find the word what is saying, it's extensive deployment of Gen AI capabilities and of agentic AI capabilities, because agentic AI is, of course, the means to really automate your business workflows. And the third one is about workspace automation, or which is really about how to improve your work environment, your document management, etc. We are system integrators, so we're not a product company, and therefore you see in the middle of the page what we call accelerators. Accelerators really what we bring to the market as our IP. We have developed capability to speed up the work we're doing. Some of these accelerators will be mentioned today. I will mention some now. For instance, you've got AccuNow. AccuNow is an accelerator to help you with the deployment of real-time decision making. What about collecting your data? What about ad facilities and how to run your analytics in an ads environment? Acuvate is about migrating your Tableau dashboards or your data to a Fabric environment, Fabric Power BI or Fabric OneLake from a data point of view. So how to automate, how to speed up those activities. AccuPrism is about our enterprise data and AI platform, and it's really about speeding up, bringing the data into a Microsoft Fabric environment or a Databricks environment, and then to also manipulate the data there and apply AI to that environment. We have 500 people companies on the right. We have customers in US, Europe, Middle East, and some in Asia. We have our salespeople and commercial people in Europe, in London, in the US, in the East Coast, and in the Middle East, in Dubai. And we have our global technology center out of Hyderabad in India. So as I mentioned, system integrator, and if you look at our verticals, our prime focus, and we're going to talk about, of course, today manufacturing and energy. Of course, we have business solutions for those two verticals, but of course, we also work in other verticals, like you see them over here. You see, of course, CPG, retail. We are system integrator. We integrate solutions for all these markets. So if you already have a solution that market, you want to have end-to-end integration, you want to have picking up the data, digitize these workflows. Of course, we can do that for any type of vertical out there. And here you see quite a wide spread of logos we're supporting around the world with our solutions. So let's talk about the typical questions we're going to get for improved manufacturing facilities. So here we highlighted these 7 questions, and we go through each of these questions one by one, what to do about it. The first one is, you want to exploit AI, but how to get your data ready for this? So you want to start using AI, but you know that for AI to get ready is really you have good quality data is very, very important. Number 2 is, you got many documents out there, but you're unable to find the information inside the documents. You might have hundreds of thousands, millions of documents, but you're unable to find quickly relevant information inside documents. Which document to find certain information? Number 3 is you've got very many assets out there. Assets could be facilities, could be pumps, could be chillers, could be compressors out there, but you have very poor information about these assets. You don't know how they're interconnected. You don't know if drawings are up to date, with electrical drawings up to date, etc. And of course, that again is vitally important for you to have an efficient asset environment. Number 4, you really want to move to real-time decision making, because you see it happening with other people, but how do you go about it? And number 5 is, I don't know why it moved. Number 5 is how to increase the availability of your production lines. We're going to talk about it. Number 6 is really how to bring all this together in what we call ontologies, and then you can ask any type of question about your business from an ontology point of view. And number 7 is all about, okay, but people do talk about AI, but how do I get real value out of all of this? So these are the typical questions. If you go through these questions one by one, the first question is about exploiting the data, how to get your data ready for this. So we on the right, we explain the number of steps we're taking to make that happen. You see our customers we are doing that for, and really an important component over here is really our data health check out there, where we really look at your data setup, and we've done for a number of companies out there. We look at the data setup, what's the current state of the data, what should be your target data architecture, and how do you get from your current data architecture to your target data architecture. And on the left, you see the business impact, what does it do for you, and what's the Microsoft tooling we use to make that happen. So this is all about data health check, governance of your data, etc. Go to the next one. Was about you have lots of documents out there, and really on the right you see you might have your document SharePoint, you might have an engineering document management system, you might have it anywhere else. And here we talk really about the use of Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, and other components, but Copilot as the user interface to really find out on the spot what the data is all about. On the left, you see again what's the impact of the business for that. You really find your data instead of taking hours to find your data, you find in seconds or in minutes. And of course, the tooling from Microsoft you need for such an environment. And what we can do as Acuvate is really bring the solution to you. So we implement and fully configure Copilot with the prompting, with all the with all the information you need around it. And of course, we make it fully available in your environment, because all the solutions we're talking about over here will run in your subscription. So make sure that the data stays at all times under your own control. Same with this one over here, how to make sure you have proper information about your tags, how to make sure that in your tag register is up-to-date information about all the drawings or tag information being stored. And again, you find that all over here again. And here what we have is an accelerator called DiagramIQ, and DiagramIQ is a tag register. Is also how to scan your drawings, how to digitize the PND files, and to get all information out of it using Microsoft Copilot. On the left again, you see the business impact, and you see the tooling we use to make this all happen. And you see quite a lot of Microsoft tooling, of course, to make it all happen. Real-time decision making. Increasingly, people are moving to real-time decision making or near real-time decision making. That means you collect the data, your sensor data, your camera images, you bring it to the edge environment, you have your AI running in the edge environment, you make your calls in the edge environment, and immediately take action in the edge environment. So you don't bring, if there's large amounts of data, to the cloud environment, it would take too long, but you really bring it to the edge environment and apply AI your decision making in the ads environment. We have an accelerator called AcuNow for that. We got 4 flavors where we bring various types of data, large amounts of data, whatever type of data we can bring to the ads environment or to the cloud environment and apply that AI to get decisions out of this data. On the left again, you see the business drivers or the business benefit, business impact, and of course the Microsoft tooling. So AcuNow is our overall accelerator to speed up deployment of real-time decision making. How to increase availability of production lines. It's really things like predictive maintenance will help over here. What's predictive maintenance? You collect your time series data, you collect your ERP data, and then we develop machine learning models to predict, based on historical data and real-time data, to predict future failure, so days in advance, failure of rotating equipment like engines, like compressors, like turbines, you name it. It's important we do that days in advance, so you can do something. You can do something to prevent the actual failure, so you can replace the component, you can fix the problem before it actually happens. You see the left, the business impact, and the Microsoft tooling again. This is all about you got all this information, you got about your environment. And we create ontology of your setup. An ontology includes the major building blocks of your environment. So if you have a manufacturing site, it includes your production lines, your factories, the products you're producing. And then for each of these ontologies, it has the cost, it has the building blocks, it has the people who work on it, etc. So all the information about each component is linked to that component. And now you can start asking any type of question about if I would change this, if I would change that, what would be the impact on my environment. And we're using Microsoft Fabric IQ for this. Very new in the market, but we see lots of benefits for that. And talk about AI. Yeah, AI, of course, has many flavors. We spoke about some of them. You can talk about Gen AI is important, agentic AI, machine learning, machine vision. People talk to you about large language models. People talk to you about small language models. So there's a whole variance of different solutions, AI capabilities, and maybe often people don't see what should be used by when. So really, we have a good understanding of all these capabilities. When should you use machine vision? When should you use machine learning? What are the benefits for you to use that? Why is agentic AI so important? Why is Copilot so important? And again, you see on the left the business impact and some of the Microsoft tooling, because there's only some of the Microsoft tooling which is relevant when you talk about AI in this environment. So these are the type of questions we're getting. And this we also give here a summary how we go about addressing these questions and what is the impact to you as a business and what kind of tooling would you use for that. And these are a summary of all the various manufacturing business processes and how AI can impact all of them in different flavors. I won't go through in detail to them, but just give you an overview of the typical manufacturing business processes and how AI will help impacting these processes. And here you see on the left the processes, and on the right which KPIs are being impacted by that. So on the left you see you got manufacturing, and on the right you see what are the KPIs impacted by certain processes. Of course, in the middle you can put in any type of process. You can put in predictive maintenance. You can put anything in there, and then we can show on the right, if you talk about predictive maintenance, what are elements which KPIs are being impacted in a positive way by applying certain scenarios like we explained a moment ago. But now I'll show you a couple of slides where we show specifically solutions we bring to the market. I won't go through each of them. On the left, you see the name of the service. These are all Acuvate services in the manufacturing space. On the left, you see the name of these services. In the middle, short description and some comments on the right. So you see diagram at the top. We talked about it before, an accelerator if you really want to have up-to-date information about your assets. We talked about asset predictive maintenance. We have a solution out there if you want to predict future failure. OEE is going to will be explained in a moment what we do in that space by Poonam. We have a demo of that. Temperature sensors and measurements. We're going to have another demo of that by Sora. So these are all solutions we bring to the market to help you improve your manufacturing capabilities. You see here HSSE solutions, we pick up camera images, bring them to the edge environment, and in real time can decide whether people are really protected with a PPE clothing or whether people don't get too close to dangerous equipment. You see something about monitor product quality, where we look at production lines and look at the packaging and whether the package is okay or not by collecting camera images, bring it to the edge environment, apply machine vision to that, and then really immediately take action if something is not okay and take that production out of the production line. You see co-pilot deployments, you see digital twin over here, digital twin where we really bring to the market together with KDI Cognitwin, where we really bring all the data to digital twin, and the digital twin, the 3D digital twin shows real time all the components of the facilities, of your refinery, of your production site, of your manufacturing site, and real time sees all the data coming in and can real time see if problems are happening. So digital twin is very important. You see data governance out here. We're really helping you to bring your data governance in place. Very important for AI to know who owns what data, who are the data stewards, what is your data lineage, what is your data quality, etc. So these are all solutions we bring to the market for the manufacturing space. Here you see it in a number of levels. At the bottom you see from left to right where you collect the data on the left and you bring it to the decision maker on the right. You bring the data together for AI or for analytics and then inform decision makers, and then you of course make the decision. The blue part, you see our infrastructure building blocks. And you see some of the accelerators I mentioned before. You see Diagram-IQ over there. You see Acuvate over there. You see AccuPrism over there. These are all Acuvate accelerators to help you speed up deployment of your manufacturing building blocks. And the green part on the top, you see very much the various business solutions I mentioned a moment ago. Like you see HSSE solutions, you're going to see OE solutions. So these are business solutions on top of our Fabric environment, on top of our Databricks environment, on top of our infrastructure services in the Azure space. And what we also bring to the market are our so-called MVPs, minimum viable product, because often people ask us, okay, but how do you start? This all seems to be very complex. You can start small scale. The big advance of digital, everybody is all about digital. You can start something small. You can say the manufacturing side, I only do one production line. I do part of production line and only collect the data of one production line and install a sensor for one production line and do the calculation for one production line. That's an MVP. We make it fully operational. We make it fully operational so you can make use of it. You get the benefits out of it, but small scale. And of course, then once you have an MVP in place, you can easily grow to the second production line, to the whole factory, etc. So MVP is all about small scale deployments, but in production. So not in POC, in production phase. And here you see some examples we have in both the manufacturing space and energy space. And of course, we're happy to talk about. So these are small scale. We can do it in weeks, fast, low cost deployments. So I'm now going to hand over to Poonam to take over. Maybe Poonam, you also of course first introduce yourself, Poonam, and then do your OEE demo. Thank you very much for listening. Poonam, over to you.
Yeah. Hi. Johan, can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I will start presenting my screen. Thank you for that quick introduction, Johan. Hi, everyone. I'm Poonam. I'm the VP for Migration and Modernization and been with Acuvate for more than a decade today. I have been working with customers across the globe, helping them with their digital transformation journey, right? So, for the session today, I'll be walking you through one of the key scenarios that Johan just explained. This is about how we are helping our customers optimize their OEE or overall equipment effectiveness. Let me quickly share my screen. I'll give you a quick walkthrough to set the context in terms of the capabilities, and then I'll be showcasing a demonstration. I'm sharing my presentation right now. So let me set the quick background of these kind of scenarios. Typically what we have seen with manufacturing organizations is they have lots and lots of data coming in from various siloed systems, right? And more often than not, in spite of having so much data, getting a holistic view of all this data, being able to identify the bottlenecks quickly in where exactly the production is slowing down, or what exactly was the root cause, why did the production slow down in a particular factory, in a particular line, becomes very challenging, right? So that's what we are trying to address with this kind of OE dashboarding solution. So here, for the purpose of this demo, what we have done is we have taken a hypothetical organization called Prime Bottling, which is a manufacturing firm, and it operates in North America. It has three plants operating in North America, and under each plant, it has multiple production lines, and they are producing 10 unique products. It's a bottling company, right? So they have juices, water, and so on, right? Especially during their peak seasons, it's very important for them to be able to plan their production effectively across the available lines, right? But one of the challenges, as I mentioned earlier, is to have that comprehensive visibility across all their plants and the lines, and also be able to identify the root cause for any performance drops. So for that, what we have done is we have first of all captured the inputs from across all these siloed sources, consolidated all this information, and produced this holistic OE dashboard. And with this, if I'm a factory supervisor, I'll be able to not just see the overall performance, but also do a drill through at every plant level, at a line level, and also at the equipment level, to figure out why exactly there was a drop in either availability or performance or quality, right? So this gives a holistic picture how we are able to capture all the information coming from various siloed sources. We are contextualizing all this information in our centralized data platform on Microsoft Fabric, and in case there are customers on Databricks, we do it on that as well. And then finally, we are able to produce the holistic dashboards for the customer. Of course, to take it further, we are also working with customers with bringing in predictive maintenance solutions as well. But for this session, we'll be focusing primarily on the dashboards around the OE, right? So to extend the business story further, this is how the holistic view looks like. So there is a prime bottling firm which has three factories in North America: Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. Under each factory, we have three production lines. And on the left, you're seeing the list of the various equipment that are being used across each of these lines. And these are the various products that prime bottling produces today, right? With that, I'll quickly switch over to my demo. I'll have to change my screen share. I'm bringing up my demo in a minute. Yes, you should now be able to see my demo screen. So here on your screen, what you're seeing right now is the landing page that a supervisor would see, or even the top management can see for the whole prime bottling, right? We are just giving an indicative OE of each of these factories. Below each of the factory, we are also able to see the OE for each line under the factory, right? In addition to that, we are able to see the OE for the last 7 days, the recent week performance. With this kind of a bird's eye view across all the factories and production line, it's very easy for anyone in the top management to observe how the factories are performing and which factory needs attention. So for example, here you can see that factory Gamma has an OE of 57%, which is definitely a matter of concern. And I would like to do some root cause analysis, right? So you can see right from this screen, there is an option for us to do a drill through to look at this particular factory's overall equipment efficiency. Now, I have been navigated away to the deep down of this factory Gamma, and I have quite a lot of important insights on the screen that you can see. And all this data automatically shows me for the past week or past month, right? Of course, I can change the date filters based on what kind of root cause analysis that I'm interested in. Now, here there are a lot of important insights. We can see what is the plan for this given time duration, what was the planned production time, what was the actual running time of my production lines in this factory, and what was the downtime. In addition to that, we are also able to see other important metrics like what was the availability for this particular factory, what was the performance, as in what were the good units and the scrap units, right? And what was the quality if there were some units that had to be discarded. Then on the rightmost side, we have another key metric, that is the actual versus the target quantity for this particular time duration. In this case, we have chosen a 1 month window, so we are getting the records for this entire month for the actual versus target production. When we look below, here there are, for this particular factory, for each of the line, we are seeing the OEE. So there are 3 lines in this particular factory, G1, G2, and G3, and we are able to see the OEE for each of these lines. In addition to that, for the SKUs that are produced in this particular factory, we are able to see what was the target versus the actual, and also what was the number of scrap units that had to be discarded for each of these SKUs in these lines. Now, by looking at the OE numbers for each of these lines under this production plant, we are able to see which line is not doing good. In this case, G1 has the least OEE, right? So I want to understand further what was the challenge with G1. So I selected G1 from the drop down here, and the same dashboard now updated to show all the insights for the line G1 in factory gamma. So you can see on the top we have the same kind of KPIs, but bottom now for the OE, we are able to see by each equipment level what was the performance, availability, and quality as well, right? So based on the the OE calculations have now been updated for each equipment level. By looking at these numbers, I would immediately get to know, okay, in this particular factory, which line is the one of concern, and then in that line, which equipment is the one which is causing the bottleneck or the impact on my OE, right? Now that I have that level of detail, I want to do further root cause analysis. I want to first focus on the downtime root cause analysis. So we have built some reports around that as well. On the left, you see there was an option for me to choose the root cause analysis for downtime. And here, the way we have designed this report is because I navigated here from line G1 of factory gamma, it has selected that view for me. So you see line G1 has been selected here, and it's clearly showing me what was the runtime, the planned downtime, as well as the unplanned downtime for the last 7 days. Of course, if I want to compare it with any other line itself, I can navigate here. In addition to this, what we have done is here on the right hand side, in our report for each day of the last week, we are showing what was the running time, planned downtime, and unplanned downtime for each of these lines. Sorry, for the line in the last 7 days, right? Now I realize that the unplanned downtime is quite high. 3,155 minutes is not good. So I want to understand what was the reason. Now, there I could look at this downtime by reason, what was it, or I could look by equipment, which particular equipment was causing the throttling for me, right? So I get into the further drill down by equipment. Now the same report has been updated. So for the last 7 days, for each of the equipment in line G1, I'm now able to see what was the downtime. So this way I'm able to quickly compare which of the equipment has contributed majorly to the downtime of this particular line. Here, as we can see, the pink one, that is the packaging unit, is the one of concern. So I want to do a further drill down and look at the reasons why packaging unit gave a downtime in the last week. Now, when we come here, there are various different reasons why the packaging unit could have a downtime. And by looking at the report on the right again, I will be able to assess which was the reason that has contributed the most. In this case, the mechanical motor failure. So this way, with a matter of a few clicks, the supervisor was able to drill down all the way down to which equipment was the one that was impacting the OE, and also identify the reason for the drop in OE, right? So this way we are empowering the supervisor with all the key insights required. In the similar fashion, I can do a root cause analysis for performance as well. So just like the downtime, which impacts the availability factor, we are looking at the performance as well. We are looking at each of the equipment and what was the performance at each of the equipment line, and what was the reason for the dip in performance, right? Similarly, we can do this analysis for quality as well. So all the equipments listed, what was the drop in quality, and then I can drill down further for identifying the reason why the number of defective units are there at that particular equipment, right? This way, the supervisor can do a root cause analysis to identify what exactly was the issue and thus address the issue at the earliest. Now, this is one part of how to improve the OE. The other important decision that a supervisor needs to take is, if there is a new order that is coming in, we want to be able to decide where to allocate and which lines we should allocate for this particular new order that has come in, right? So we are also giving one more report here that is called SKU performance. So we are able to see across the SKUs how we have been doing, what is our, planned quantity, actual quantity, as well as scraps, if any. And then if, for example, I got the order for bottle water, let's say, or any particular product, right, any particular SKU, I can go and look at every factory level, what were the SKUs being produced and what was the overall performance, which factory gave me the least number of scraps and the best throughput. Based on that, I can make the decision and plan my upcoming production as well. This way, we are empowering the supervisor with all the key insights so that they can improve their overall equipment efficiency as well as plan better for their upcoming production. With this, I want to conclude the holistic view of how we are helping our manufacturing customers, right? I'll hand it over now to Saurabh to take over with the next demo. Saurabh?
So, hello everyone, my name is Saurabh Vaman, working as a software engineer in Acuvate Software Private Limited from last 3 years. And today I am going to present a demo on real-time temperature monitoring system for the factory floor machines with the agentic AI. Johan, can you take the next slide, please? Yeah. So many of the industries using different types of machinery for their production purpose machines. You can say like compressor, pumps, and boilers. But there is one main common problem with all these machineries, like increasing their temperature suddenly. And some of the factories using a manual temperature checkup, like they are going to that particular machine and they will manually check the temperature. And in that time, there may be causes of misreading due to the busy production hours. So due to that, delay detection in overheating happen. Due to that, unexpected breakdowns or production loss also may be happen. And for that, when the if you get the late alert from the maintenance person for like this machine, particular machine temperature is going high, so we need to find it, take time to find out the available person. It will take time to create a particular work order for that person to for the maintenance for that particular machine. Suppose we'll take the example of compressor. If the compressor get overheated, there may be chances of their lubrication breakdown, or sometimes their internal parts must be damaged. Can you take the next slide, please, John? Yeah. So to overcome that problem, we propose a solution by using Microsoft Fabric plus real-time intelligence, that is RTI. And inside in that we are adding the agentic AI, so it will take some automated actions. So basically for that one, we are installing IoT sensors. Like right now, we are installing BST11 sensor for each and every machine. So with the help of that sensor, we are capturing the real-time temperature data in a very short interval. So once we get that real-time temperature data, we are using that we are storing that real-time temperature data into the Fabric environment. On the top of that Fabric environment, we are creating the real-time temperature dashboards. On the help of that dashboard, we can see the live temperature trend for each and every machine. Also, we can send the Teams alerts or Outlook alerts if the temperature go above the threshold limit. So it will automatically get activated and it will send the alert to the maintenance department, like this particular machine goes above the threshold limit temperature. So please look into that. And also we included the agentic AI. The agentic AI help us, like it will review the user manual. It will find out the possible causes and what actions we need to take, like to normalize the temperature. It will search the who is the person is who is person is available for the maintenance, and it will automatically create work order for that maintenance person, and it will send out on the email. So all this action done by the agentic AI. Yeah, can you take the next slide, please? So here you can see the end-to-end architecture for the factory floor machines temperature monitoring system. Here you can see there are three equipment: compressor, pumps, and boiler. On that we are connected the DST11 our temperature sensor with the help of ESP32 microcontroller. With the help of ESP32 microcontroller, we are pushing the data to the logic app. Well, here we are using logic app because other logic app contain the 1400 plus inbuilt connectors. So we can use that one also. Once we get the data into the logic app, we are pushing that data into the Fabric event stream. On the Fabric event stream, we have divided that same data into the two parts. Like one we are storing in the FAQL database, which is present into the event house, and another in the another hand we are sending the same data to the Fabric activators. As I mentioned, like Fabric activators will help us to like send the Teams alerts and Outlook alerts if the temperature goes above the threshold limit. So it will send Outlook alerts and Teams alerts. On the top of the KQL database, we are creating the real-time dashboard. So it will show the live temperature trend for each and every machine. Also on the top of semantic, with the help of semantic model, we can create the Power BI dashboard also. So it will help us to show the historical data for each and every machine. Now coming to the agentic AI, once the our agentic AI, means our agent received the Outlook alert from if the Outlook alert when the machine goes into moderate level, then our agentic AI will be activated. In our agentic AI, there are our main agent contain the three child agents. We'll discuss about the three child agent in the next slide. Johan, can you take the next slide, please? So first of all, we need to understand what is the agentic AI because many of the people knows the AI, that is artificial intelligence, but some of the people don't know what is the agentic AI. So basically, agentic AI is the AI system which is having the capabilities of making its own decisions, or it will help to perform actions without the human interface. It will work with the other agent. As I mentioned, we are using right now child agent, so it will work with child agent and it will take actions accordingly. Our agentic AI contain the main agent. So main agent we can say it's as the orchestrator. It's a hub to manage the multiple AI agents like many multiple child agents, or you can say it will manage the different tasks, and it will also perform the different actions also. And the child agent is made up for the to perform any specific actions. Johan, can you take the next slide, please? Yeah. So here you can see there are our main agent contains the three child agents. Once the temperature goes to the moderate level, the automatically child agent one will be deactivated, and it will find out the what are the possible causes, and it will find out the what actions we need to take to normalize the temperature for that particular machine, and it will send out that actions and causes all this thing. Then again, our child agent gives some primary actions like starting lubrications or ventilation, etc. And again it will start to again it will check the maintenance of that particular machine. If the temperature machine temperature goes continuously goes on increasing, so again child agent 2 comes into the picture, and it will shut down that particular machine, and it will find out who is the available person to take the to do the maintenance for that particular machine, and it will create a work order for that particular employee, and it will send that work order to that send that particular work order on the particular mail ID. Once that maintenance person receive the work order, it again after some time it again send the feedback from this particular work order is completed or not. It will ask to the work order maintenance person that comes under the child agent 3. Once the maintenance person gives the confirmation like if the maintenance or work order is completed, so it will again ask like can I start that particular machine or not. So if the maintenance person gives the green signal, so it will our child agency automatically start that particular machine. Next slide, please. The next slide is the demo. Let me share my screen. So here you can see in my Fabric repository, once the data came into the Fabric environment, that is, I told you like we are sending data to the event stream, then event stream to the KQL database and activators. On the top of the KQL database, we are creating the real-time temperature dashboard, which you'll see in the some time. Also, we are creating the data agent. With the help of data agent, we can we can connect this data agent to the Copilot Studio, and we can ask the natural query language. It will automatically convert our natural query language to the KQL queries, and it will give the output. Also, with the use of the semantic model, we can create the Power BI report, which will show the historical data for historical trend or historical data for each and every machine. Let me show the real-time temperature dashboard. So this is my real-time temperature dashboard for Factory 4 machines, and you can see the in line chart. You can see the live temperature trend for each and every machine. In the table section, you can see data is coming from which sensor, what is the machine ID, at what time temperature is get recorded, and what is the temperature, what is the humidity, and what is the heat index. we already did some conditional formatting here. If the temperature is below 28 degrees Celsius, it will show in the green color. If the temperature goes above 28, between 28 to 30, 33 degrees Celsius, it will show in the orange color, red color. So it means it's a critical temperature level, and we need to do the maintenance for that particular machine. Let me try to increase the temperature so you will get the better idea. You can see the temperature is increasing slightly, 23 to 24. Let me try to increase more. Now it's 25. Once the temperature goes to the moderate level, our agentic AI also get triggered, and it will start finding the possible causes and actions. Now you can see the temperature goes to the moderate level. That's why it's showing the orange color. Let me try to increase more. It's near to about critical level. Activate the activators and with the help of activators, it will send the alerts and notifications. Now you can see that my temperature goes to the critical level, and I received the alerts also. Let me show that. Here you can see high temperature warning for compressor at risk. This you can see the activation time, at what time the temperature is get fetched, and what is the temperature for that particular machine. And also our agentic AI also get activated, so it will find out like what are the possible causes and actions. You can see it is checking for the pump, like pump temperature is get increases, so it will find out the possible causes like overloading of the pump, blocking in the pump system, high ambient temperature, or it will give the recommended actions also, and it will start working on that recommended actions. It will agent is automatically inspecting and cleaning the pump. Agent is ensuring the proper ventilation for that particular pump, and then again it will start finding like this pump temperature is going increasing or not. So it's saying like pump temperature is going increasing up to 33 degrees Celsius, and then it will find out who is the available person is for that particular do the maintenance for that pump. So right now Sam is available for doing the maintenance for the pump. So it will create the work order for Sam, and it will send on the mail ID, and it will also inform to the Sam like on the teams like I have sent the particular work order on your mail ID. So let me show the work order also. I received. Yeah, here you can see this is the work order number 71. This is the date issued and time you can see for the pump. Description of work like normalization temperature of the pump. You can see the here also our agent AI also gives the safety precautions, what safety precautions we need for that particular maintenance person need to take, and what steps you need to follow to normalize the temperature for that particular machine. Also, he mentioned. Once he received the work order, after he started the work, our agent AI automatically sends one feedback form like for that particular work order, is the work order is completed or not. Once the maintenance person gives the green signal like this particular work order is completed, so our agent is automatically updated that work order and mark it as completed, and it will again ask like, can I start that particular machine or not? Yeah. So he mentioned like, yes, you can start that particular machine. like, "Hi Sam, work order 71 has been closed," and it will ask like, "Can I start that particular machine or not?" Once the maintenance person give the green signal like, "Yes, you can start that machine," so it will automatically start that particular machine, and it will give the response like, "Agent started the machine." So, Johan, can you please share your screen on and take the next slide? Yeah. So here you can see some of the benefits of real-time temperature monitoring system with your agent AI. Is the faster response time and the production loss also. It will take the less manual works and it will helpful to give us the live insights. And with the help of agentic AI, our agent take the automatic decision without the human interface. So this is the end-to-end demo for real-time temperature monitoring system for factory floor machine with agentic AI. Thank you, everyone.
So many thanks. So this is the end of our webcast today. So what we did, this was very focused at the manufacturing space. What are the solutions we have in manufacturing? What are things you can think about? And really what you also showed, of course, is two demos, one from Poonam about OE, which is a very important KPI in the manufacturing space, and then a good demo from Saurabh about what you can do with Fabric RTI and the combination of Fabric RTI and Zentic AI. So really, here's just two demos. We've got many more demos in the manufacturing space, many other demos we could do. And you see that we have quite a wide, broad spectrum of solutions for the manufacturing space. So thanks for listening to this webcast. Please reach out to us when you need more information or have questions on how to do certain things or want to do joint activities. Thank you very much for listening today.